what makes you stand out? You've talked about how, the word human is there in your kind of job title, human mobile devices. So what makes you stand out from other sort of tech or mobile phone giants that we've got in the market? Where's the purposeful tech in HMD?
Yeah, thanks, Izu, for asking me. So I think this is a very, very critical because when you wake up in the morning and you go to work, you need to be very clearly having a purpose of what you're going to achieve, what's the impact that you can create. And today in technology, especially in mobile technology, we see that most brands and most companies are chasing specs, chasing prices. We don't get involved in that. So for example, if you look at typical mobile phone stores and you speak to some brand promoters and even store staff over there, they'll talk about, how many megapixel or how many cameras are there or how many GBs of memory. And once you bought a phone, you realize, oh, I bought a phone with 3 cameras, and now suddenly after 3 months, there's another one similar looking, which is having 4 cameras. Or you bought something with 16 megapixel, now there's something with 64 or sometimes 100 megapixel, and then you bought with something with 64 or 128 GB, and now you have 256 GB and 512 GB and 1024 GB. So that's how a lot of companies are chasing specs and then making the device obsolete.
Yes.
So it's once you have bought a device, you don't have after some time much option, but you see, the battery is hanging and the software is old, and now you have to replace the device. So we are not into this. We look at what is it that is that our consumer is looking for. So you show them how to get into this wonderful world of internet, but slowly. And so you can, for example, initially manage which apps the kids are going to use, how much time they're going to use it for, who are the contacts who are going to, they are going to send messages.
Yes.
If there is some inappropriate content, that can be blocked. So we have something called so this is more, our service, which is managing the kids' phone, but there's an additional service, which is, around harm block.
Okay.
So if you're using the phone and on the internet, in spite of all your cautionary, apps, etc., there could be something which comes up which you consider inappropriate.
Yes.
And right now we are focusing on more sexually inappropriate content, so you can block it. So the phone would be like this, blank, and the kid can't see what is there.
Right.
Similarly, we have seen that, from our survey, that sometimes teenagers are taking selfies and inappropriate selfies and sending it to their respective girlfriends or boyfriends. And so, this harm block, what it does is, if you're taking a selfie and then it sees, that you're trying to take a nude picture, it again blocks. It blocks you. The camera, becomes like this, and you can't take a picture. So this is what I call purposeful innovation, where you are, looking at what the consumer actually needs, the open needs, and also the latent needs, where they're not expressing that they need, but they tell what are their problems, what are they struggling with in their day-to-day life, what is it that they need help with, and how can technology help them, make their lives a little better. So that's what I call purposeful innovation, and that's something, this is one of the examples how we are trying to work with the parents, and how, there's a more trust, and how we can have this, mutually trustworthy relationship between parent and child and technology.